This story is based on alleged accounts without concrete evidence and may be viewed as science fiction. It is presented for entertainment and discussion purposes only, and we do not endorse or support any claims made. Viewers should conduct their own research and form their own opinions. In a previous episode, we discussed the Greys who discovered that some of their genetic defects were irreparable and could not be compensated for by human or animal genes. This realization led to an attempt at genocide. Additionally, due to the rapid advancement of surface humans, the Greys found themselves unable to return to the surface. They realized the hostility of humans towards them and the cruel nature displayed by humans. Therefore, the Australians actually hoped to eliminate the Greys to eliminate the hidden dangers they left in ancient times. They did not want humans to know these ancient stories, otherwise it would pose a threat to their enslavement of humans. Due to years of interbreeding, people with Australian bloodline are no different from ordinary humans, and even some hybrids do not know the stories of their bloodline. However, there is still a part of the hybrids who use their bloodline as a barrier and form a ruling class group to enslave the world. So, are the Greys actually also pitiful victims? No. The lower-level Greys and Australians follow the same doctrine and believe that humans are inferior to them. The problem they face is that the strong survival and reproduction abilities of humans make it impossible for them to compete with humans. Now, the Grey population is on the verge of extinction, and the Australian bloodline is becoming increasingly rare. In summary, after the Anunnaki arrived on Earth and found that primitive genes could not adapt to the environment, they had to modify the Australians as the new rulers and the Greys as servants. Then, the Anunnaki created the Australians. But the original Australians could not sustain their population and had to choose to merge with humans. The earliest Australians were completely different from humans. Their skin was grayish-white, their stature was tall, and their pupils were colorful. Their skeletal structure was also different from ours, with large eyes without sclera but with a row of rainbow-colored irises, and transparent pupils, like a clear pool of reflective liquid. Do you have any evidence? If you want physical evidence, I'm sorry I don't have any. These data are recorded on the Grey aliens' tablets. And the Australians have many iris colors, including purple, gray, green, and light brown, with the most common colors being brown and blue. This is very different from early humans who have very obvious sclera, the white area of the eyes. Then, these genetic traits were left in the hybrids of Australba and humans, which is what we are today. The Australians also modified the intelligence level of early humans, including the cerebral cortex, allowing them to master language, mathematics, and primitive technology. The Australians were revered as gods by these early humans, but they did not expect humans' subsequent development to reach such a high level, forcing the Australians to merge into human society. Why didn't the ancient technology of the Austra-aliens survive? About 13,000 years ago, natural disasters caused the extinction of many species, and the Austra-aliens were severely damaged. Many of their technological products were also submerged under the sea or covered by soil. The Austra-aliens did not want humans or their mixed-race descendants to have access to these technologies, choosing to seal them away until their extinction. I have heard that some prehistoric technological products were hidden by the Austra-aliens in Antarctica, but I cannot confirm the truth of this claim. Okay, why would our government tolerate the existence of these aliens after knowing the truth? If you're talking about the Austra-aliens enslaving humans, that's not surprising. Because our government is essentially a puppet of the Austra-aliens. The United States actually has no real two-party system. And all politicians are divided into those who are influenced by the Austra-aliens and those who are not. This infiltration has existed since the beginning of human history. From what I understand, many other countries' governments are the same. The ruling class has always had some connection with the Austra-aliens. But the truth will not be exposed by any media. As for the Greys, they were originally under the control of humans. But as cooperation deepened, the government began to become more and more unscrupulous. From what I know, geneticists of humans are currently trying to restore the bent blade in the Dulce facility, one of the Grey subspecies I mentioned earlier. They are trying to obtain the complete genetic sequence of these creatures from the Greys, which is the work they are interested in. The heavily modified testosterone and steroid injection fluids, along with the extracellular matrix for rapid cell regeneration, genetic brain reconstruction of the frontal and temporal lobes for rapid recall, and super-fast thinking calculations, deep brain stimulation, allowing selective brain areas to be opened or closed, thereby increasing attention and greater brain utilization. Brain plasticity, allowing the brain to grow and adapt, even nerve regeneration and the growth of new cells. They are conducting these experiments on ordinary people. And they are still continuing to do so now. The Greys treat humans like livestock. But the dark elements in the human upper echelons like these things. They like the Greys' experiments, and they even try to create some enemies to convince the upper echelons that these atrocities are necessary, such as terrorists. Since the 1970s, many people in the upper echelons have been influenced and have begun to allow these evil experiments, even personally participating. So the conflict in 1979 was actually a watershed moment. After that, the military no longer considered stopping the Greys' experiments, but instead began to support them. Where are these secret tablets now? Everything is stored deep in the basement under Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, preserved permanently. The data was sealed in the 1980s, and the shadow government was responsible for safeguarding it. The last person who actually read the content was an Assyrian archaeologist named Taha Bakir. Taha Bakir, a renowned Iraqi archaeologist who was proficient in using cuneiform script in Akkadian and Sumerian languages. He passed away in 1984. And then it was sealed? Yes. I haven't heard that they have been unsealed. Unless there is some bottleneck in excavating gray technology. There may be a possibility to reopen and take a look, but there is currently no such news. Colonel, do you know Richard Sauter, Dennis Balthasar, and Norio Hayakawa? They are also people who study American underground bases? I know their work because I have been attending UFO research meetings related to Dulce since 2000. And have seen these people present their content. I have also seen DSD-3 agents at those places. What? Yes, their helicopter. I know that the DSD-3 guys will continue to monitor these whistleblowers. So they will fly the helicopter over and scan the vehicles of those attending the meetings. I can confirm that AFSOI's undercover agents are on site listening to the recordings, as well as some scientists from LANL. I have seen these people, but they no longer recognize me. What about John Lear? I cannot evaluate this person. He is obsessed with stories like Costanola and cannot extricate himself. I won't say he is deliberately lying and deceiving people, but he is indeed spreading some incorrect information. I saw him when he was still in the CIA. He was an honest person, but too easily believed in false information. He went to Dulce to interview in 1987, and contacted many people claiming to be event-related individuals. However, these people did not tell him the truth. He had access to a lot of information, but did not have the ability to distinguish between truth and falsehood. What do you think about John Lear's current focus on the moon? I don't know the reason, but I speculate that it may be related to the alien moon base. Those are relics built by the Anunnaki, but they did not stay on the moon for too long, so they were all abandoned. I have had contact with a NASA official who was interested in our whistleblower group and became a part of our information acquisition from NASA. It was he who told us that the real purpose of the Horizon Project was not to relocate humans to the moon, but to find the abandoned base on it and see if there was anything useful to be found. We'll be continuing this conversation in the next episode, so stay tuned for more.